Bobby, aka Anarcha Media here, and in this video I would like to talk about why I am an advocate of radical legalization. Now, you may be wondering, what is localization? Well, it's almost precisely what it sounds like. And you may also be wondering why I, as a libertarian leftist, advocate for localization as opposed to either globalization or nationalization. And the answer to that should also be fairly obvious. The reason I oppose globalization is because it is essentially a way for capitalists to attain cheap labor by exploiting the resources of third world nations, especially those that are primarily populated by people of color. And obviously, if you've seen any of my videos so far, you will know that I do not want capitalists to exploit nations that are populated by people of color, or nations that are populated by anyone, for that matter. And the reason I oppose nationalization is because whilst nationalization may seem pluralistic and fair on the surface, ultimately, it creates more centralization, and centralization creates, more of a hierarchical division of power, which favors the minority at the top over the majority at the bottom. Yeah, and why do I advocate localization? Well, again, I am a big fan of pluralism. I, am a big fan of a diversity of economic options, as like any true libertarian, particularly a left libertarian such as myself, I oppose economic and social monopoly in all forms. Which include monopoly of government, monopoly of religious practice, monopoly of culture, like just basically monopoly in general, really. Um, and I think that, generally speaking, diversity makes an economy and a culture stronger, even though, like, a lot of people on the right, and particularly the far right, don't like to admit that, at, at least publicly, because, like, it's not so much that they're racist or Nazis themselves, although certainly there are those who are. However, um, they need to pander to the most vulgar reactionary voices within their movement in order to really get representation anymore, because when it comes to the culture war, when it comes to most social issues, the left have already won. When it comes to LGBTQIA rights, we've won there. When it comes to the drug war, when it comes um, to abortion, we've won there largely. Um, when it comes to the military-industrial complex, we've won there to the point where even a lot of self-proclaimed conservatives and right libertarians are now espousing traditionally left-wing non-interventionist positions and anti-imperialist positions. I mean, on a whole host of issues, we've won. And so, like, the right has resorted to the most fringe nonsense and violence, and these far-right demagogues, pseudo-populist types like Trump, because they basically already lost. And I pity the fact that so many on the left, particularly the authoritarian left, do not recognize this for what it is. But, you know, authoritarianism obviously is not a position that is very favorable to critical thought. So, So these people changing their minds anytime soon is highly unlikely. I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's not precisely probable. This has been Bobby, aka Anarcha Media. Liberty, equality, fraternity, goodbye, and peace the fuck out.